G'day guys, we are the Bruson Brothers.
I'm the Clevo King.
And I'm the RC Master.
Together,
We are the Bruson Brothers.
these are our 3 channels, guys. Get on board, check them out. For those of you that don't know, this is what we're working on here today, guys. We're doing a roadkill style camshaft, timing chain lifters, valve spring swap on a 351 Cleveland. This engine is for a car we're building on our channel here, guys. Check it out. So, what do you reckon?
Did you say camshaft swap?
Yo, camshaft swap. From a little one to a big one.
Big one. Lopey idle. We're talking, you know, that idle that makes the soft can go flat when you got an open drink.
We're gonna crank this baby up, guys. She's gonna be from about 250 horsepower to about 400 when we're done with her.
Double.
We're gonna make a whole series of videos along the way. Get on board. Thanks, Dan, for being the cameraman, helping me out. Check out his channel, guys. Phew! Yo, got the row over. Phew! Alrighty, cameraman, see you guys.
The old cat drag.
Phew! Make sure you smash that like and subscribe, guys.
Alright, what have you got there, bro?
Okay guys, what we've got here is a Falpro gasket set, AFS 8347 PT. This is a full set here, so we'll open it up and we want to get the timing cover gasket out. There will be 2 layers in here, guys. There will be head gaskets in the bottom, which we're going to save for something later on, because we're not going to pull the heads off of this one. They're actually so good, but we're going to reach in here. Now the one that I'm looking for is going to be blue. There'll be 2 blue ones. There'll be a water pump and the timing cover. So yeah, that's the pump. Here it is. Just gotta be a bit careful. For some reason they kind of wedge these in the box a little bit. You don't want to rip them. One thing, I love Falpro. I use a lot of their stuff, but I don't like the way that they store these in the box. It's a bit ridiculous. Now what let us go, guys, on the other one was that, so it somehow had breached and it was leaking through here behind the seal, and the water filled that up and it was just leaking. So let's have a look.
Yeah, they're a little bit
gasket.
like unsupported, how they store them like that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
A bit of a tip, guys, a bit of a pro tip before handling the gaskets and that. Just clean your hands with a bit of alcohol. Get off any residue off your hands, especially before handling the head gaskets. Just helps, especially if the makes the... What's the sealer you've got there, bro?
Just red RTV high temp. What we're gonna do is just fit it on and just have a look how out it is. Yep, back to front. Yeah, that's pretty distorted. Silicon's probably gonna have a bit of a hard time holding that on there, but we'll see how we go. Alrighty. Okay, what we'll do, guys. Okay, we've got red RTV high temp. You can use whatever silicone that you're happy with. I like this red stuff. I've been using it for years. No issue, and it comes off really easy. It's a nice, easy clean up. Now I've got a little trick with these, guys. If you cut the knob off of here, right here, the internal hole that will be left in there when you're done, you'll need a little bit of a strong grip, but you can wedge that into there as a seal. It'll be sealed up, ready to go. until the next day or the morning when you're going to come back and do the pan or intake or whatever the next gasket is.
Oh, that's an
and
awesome
it
tip.
won't dry off. Now, I won't do it right now because we're going to use it first, but then at the end I'm going to wedge that into there, and it's pretty good. Alrighty, so we'll keep that handy, keep the lid handy. Let's put this on here now. They're only a small little tube, but they're only a small little tube. But what you want to do when you're using these guys is you want to remember to roll them up. Don't just keep squeezing them here, as you'll be halfway around and you'll have an issue. So you want to be mindful pressing from the bottom up. And what we will do was, I'm pretty sure this went onto the block this way.
Yep, raw side out.
Here like this. So we're going to put it down and we're going to glue the back of the gasket. And we're going to put a nice bead all the way around the inside edge, and then a bit of a bead just around these water holes here. So it's not going to be too messy. Okay, let's go. We'll get this little baby going. Let's get a nice little bead onto here, guys. It's so bent there. Alrighty. Yeah, the one thing about the box of Velcro gaskets, they didn't do a very good job packing these timing cover ones in. These should virtually be like in a little envelope or something.
I think they should have left the cutout. They should give you that extra gasket in just to support it, you know, you just pop the last bit out yourself.
Feel free to drop in the comments about these.
People would probably be tearing it then, that or what if, you know, so they probably had to just do it this way to...
About those little weep hole lines there, quite annoying.
With all this stuff, you know, everyone's got a different way of doing it. These are just the methods that we found that the most successful for us, our experiences. There's different guys running these engines in different climates, different parts of the world, what your experiences are and whatnot. It's very hot here in Queensland. Hopefully that little bit of distortion then will just tack on there and hold. Is it holding?
Not the best, guys, but there's enough on there. That's not really the side that you really worry about, guys. The silicone that I put on there is just really holding it in place because that's pretty machined.
Just to hold the
gasket. And the block's really flat. Now you would lay it on a bit heavier if it was like corroded. Alrighty, I'll come over here. I'll grab the timing cover, which I've given a really good clean. Now see, there is a little bit of pitting there, so have a bit of a look and be mindful. You've got to use your mind's eye and a bit of common sense too. If you see a bit of pitting like that, put a bit of silicone in there, guys, so it's full. This stuff's pretty old. This is actually a really good timing cover as far as Cleveland's are concerned.
You know how old these motors are. This is an original piece that's had water
I banged
flooding
the
on
old
it.
seal out.
It's remarkable condition for what it is.
A new one in the right way. So this is pretty much ready to go on there. So what we will do, I've wiped it all down already, guys, with the wax and grease remover in a aerosol can.
Yeah, I actually saw that look pretty cool. That was like a handy, have that in a spray can.
The same stuff I used to clean the can before I looped it the other day, just to get any grime off of there and that. And it's that's just a black engine paint. We just ran out of glue on the engine here. Alright, so what we're going to do now is, because we looked at that cover and there's a little bit of pitting, we're obviously going to feel it pretty good around these holes, but I'm just going to put another light bead just around the edge of this blue. And this one just has to be thin, nothing much. just like that. Now I like to stitch these little things full of silicone. Now you don't have to, but the reason we pulled the timing cover off, guys, is because water got through there before it needed to, because there was a provision there. If you buy, there are other timing cover gaskets that I've used in the past out there that don't have these channels, so leave a comment, guys, if you wouldn't do it this way, but this is how I've been doing all of my engines and I've had no issue. Alrighty, so we've got all of that. Now we'll go back and just a line lead just all the way around the water. So water's going to be going through there. Alrighty, so I'm pretty happy with that. Then the back of the cover, let's have a bit of a look. So if you don't fill those channels up, what's going to happen is those channels will eventually leak, and they'll actually be what's leaving that bit of a pattern behind on the timing cover. So the reason I fill it up is that makes up for any discrepancies that you will have. This is a really good cover, guys. Like, look, you can get new ones that are alloy, and that the problem with the new cheap alloy covers is these threads on the bottom here. Well, they're cheap alloy. I hope I don't need to say too much about that. Alright guys, so that cover's just sitting in place for now. Looks pretty good. You can either wait for the little bit of mess to dry and just roll it off later, or you can wipe it now while it's wet. Now, I'm going to head over here quickly. Grab our timing pointer that I cleaned up. A little bit of dust there. And I'll need a 1/2 inch end of that ratchet. So look at the lengths of those bolts, are all the same. Okay, so we'll chuck one here. Slip this over the dowel here, guys, the timing pointer.
So this is hardly any pressure, just getting it hard up.
If you do these up too tight now without fitting the water pump, you'll actually pull the, even though the block's level, pull it up uneven. So we're just going to nip these for now. Something I forgot to mention was, before you do any of this work, just the most important thing is cleaning it up, getting rid of all of the old gasket material. See already how it's just lifting off at the top a little bit. I might have just gone a bit tight there, so we'll back that off just a bit. So we want just like that.
I might even chuck another short bolt in.
Slip that over there. Now I'm going to go inside quickly and grab a new set of water pump bolts that I've got, and we're going to slap the water pump on. And then we'll do a sump gaskets, and we'll drop the oil pan back on, and harmonic balancer time. It is a little bit easier to do the balancer with the engine upside down, so you can line up the keyway like this.